Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to show you how to design a t-shirt for your clothing brand. Something simple, nothing too hard. First, you want to open up your Photoshop. Mine is at 16 by 20. You can have yours at whatever size you want. You can just do it by the 16 by 20 and then measure it out for whatever size you need. Every other size is different for each size of design, so that's all up to you and whatever you want to make it. So realistically, 16 by 20 is for somewhat of an oversized print. You can go on this site right here, public domain vectors. Me personally, I haven't used this site. I usually just draw my own designs or go off of Google, like actual Google searching and finding images I can use and messing with those. But this is just something quick, so I'm gonna download this one because I like this one. Two soldiers smoking. It looks kind of giving you that rough, gritty feel. Pretty nice. So I'm gonna take that, open it up, and as you see, at first the quality was looking very trash, but I'm just gonna scale it up and I'll scale it down later if I need to. I like the way this looks. This is pretty cool. Then I would start messing with your image, start adding different things that you like, start seeing where you can and what you can add to the image to make it pop a little bit more. I'm gonna take this head right here. I'm gonna rasterize it, copy it, and then now I have this single head. I want this head that size, so I'm gonna take it right here like that. Go to that. Go to the main layer and delete it, and then I go to the secondary layer where I created with the second head. And I'll place this where I want. Take that head right there, put that head there. I like that. And then I'm gonna go into filter, noise. I'm gonna add some noise to it. To give it that gritty look. And then I'm gonna go do the same thing on the next layer. So it has that like old, maybe even like TV-like type look. So after you figured out what you wanted to do with that, then I will go to filter, go to distort, go to spherize, and then this basically makes it kind of look like it's bulging outwards. I think it looks pretty cool. Not if you add too much, but just the right amount. So right there, and then this one right here, I'll also do it to this maybe, but not as exaggerated, just because you see it looks a little weird when it's, because the head is like so huge. So we're gonna go to distort, spherize, and mind you, you don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. You can do your own thing. You can do it your own way. This is just what I would do in this situation, and if I was designing this shirt or designing a shirt just for the hell of it. I would literally just mess around with it and figure out what I want to do and see what looks nice. But I'm gonna mess around with it and we're gonna see where I could take it from here. Alright, so after I did that, I would basically go into here on the second layer, open this up, maybe add like a outer glow to it, maybe change the colors to something different, like a red. I would change the size of this of the outer glow just to give it that pop effect, so you can still see what it is, but it doesn't also break up the image. And then I would just do the same. I normally double click on the little paintbrush, and then if you just press outer glow, it'll copy it to that, so it's the same thing. Alright, after making your image the way you like it, I think this looks pretty cool. I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more and see what else we can add. I suggest going in and playing with these little styles and stuff like that in here and seeing what you can add to make it look a little bit different, change it up to where it gives it its own unique effect. So after you figure out in your image on what you wanted to make it and what you wanted to do, then I would take it, or take both of them, resize them, because I feel like this isn't the size that I like. I went back and made the outer glow sizes a little bit smaller, just 2 pixels smaller, just because I felt like with the 9 pixels it kind of made it a little bit too blown out and you really couldn't see the image, and for some reason it was reminding me of Santa Claus, so I went down, dropped it to 7 pixels. I feel like that looks way better. Then I would go in and I would think of something clever to put on a shirt, so I would just put maybe 2 heads are better than 1. I don't really like this font. I feel like the font is cool, but it doesn't really work for that one exactly. Sorry. I will go and find something that I, like. I feel like this one's pretty cool. This one fits with the aesthetic. Has a nice feel to it. I want to also play around with the wording and seeing what I could do. Like, I like this right here. I like the elongated text here. I feel like it looks a lot better than the other one that I had. Now let's even make the font bigger. After that, I would think what else would look good. Maybe add like a number. I'm just adding random dates. See what looks cool. I feel like this is cool. Maybe I'm gonna lower the font size. I feel like that looks pretty nice right there, like that. Now, I want to make the font look the same as this, so I'm gonna go in, rasterize it, go to filter, noise, add noise, so it gives it that speckly feel, just like this. I lowered it a little bit just to make it look just a little bit different than this, but just so it could have that same feel. Then I'm gonna go in and do the same thing for that. Rasterize, filter, and add noise. So already it's coming together. I feel like this looks pretty cool as is, but I'm gonna keep it going. Then I'd go in back to here, maybe even add another outer glow, or some type of a gradient or whatever it may be. I'm gonna play around with it and see what I can get from there. I feel like that looks pretty cool. Now, I will go in and maybe add like some different things, maybe some guns, some grenades, just some different assets. So I'm gonna go in and search on this site and see what I can find. I think this is a pretty cool vector image. So I'm gonna go in and grab that as well. Slap that in there. Somewhere, we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna mess around with it and see what looks the best. I feel like here looks pretty cool. It's not too in the way and it's not too intrusive with the design, but it also adds to the design to where it still looks pretty good. Probably gonna rotate it a little bit more. Then I go in, turn it, rasterize it, and I'm gonna mess around with it the same way. So I came up with this. I feel like this looks pretty cool, but I do want to add maybe one or two more things, maybe a couple stars, something patriotic, just to show that, you know, it's more military based. I feel like maybe this helicopter is cool right here. We can add it. And then this star, we can add it. And then we'll add these two as well. I'm just gonna place it for the time being, and when I figure it out exactly where I want to place things, then I'll add it. We're gonna take this star rasterized layer, open this up, color overlay. We'll just do it black for now. And then I like this helicopter here, but I don't like it coming from behind his head. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna turn off the helicopter, or not the helicopter, but the star in the meanwhile, just because I feel like the star is kind of taking too much real estate up. Rasterize both. I'm gonna go through and just delete everything I don't want. I feel like that looks pretty cool. Then I'm gonna go in and delete this as well. Delete everything that you don't want. Come back over here. And then I'm just gonna go through and add the same things, the same noise, but we're actually gonna change that just because, as you see, it kind of added a little bit too much noise. So I'm gonna go through and just make it a little bit less noise. I'm gonna add the same amount of noise to both of them. And then overall, I feel like this is pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can add a couple more things to it, or do something a little bit different to change it up, and we'll see where we go from there. So as you see, I'm just sitting here playing around with the settings, messing around with the noise, messing around with like the size of these, what do you call it, the stroke, you know, different things like that, messing with the star, bringing it back. But you're gonna see I kind of deleted it at the end because I didn't really like it. I felt like it added a little too much. I mean, it's cool, but I don't know. I just feel like I want to get rid of it. Overall, I just decided to just remove the star, but I feel like this looks pretty good for a design. So I'm gonna take this whole thing and I'm gonna put it on a t-shirt and show you how to do that. All right, so I got a t-shirt mock-up. Now I'm gonna take the design. What I like to do is just click the top layer, press shift, scroll all the way down, click the last layer, control C, come over here, control V, and now you got the whole thing in one layer, or not one layer, but in one group. Then I just resize it however I want it. I feel like this is a pretty good size for a t-shirt. Then let's take all of these and let's merge layers. We merged all those layers together. Now these are just one layer from the t-shirt. So now that you did that, and then you turned this one into a smart object, which is the design itself, and then the mock-up of the t-shirt below it, turn that into a rasterized layer. I'm gonna go into this and I'm gonna put screen, and I'm gonna change the opacity to about like 84%, maybe even lighten. Let me see here. I noticed my recording software stopped recording my voice halfway through, but as you can see, I'm just going through messing with the layer blending modes and seeing which gives it the best look and which gives it a realistic look. So I can export the mockup as a PNG and save all the design files. Save all your design files as a PSD or a Photoshop file so you can have all the original files just in case if you want to go back and change anything in your design. Usually a majority of shops and manufacturers will ask for the PDF file of the artwork. So please do not forget to keep every single file in hand. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is the end of the video. If you got any constructive criticism, anything you want to tell me, any questions you guys have, just leave it in the comments and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Appreciate y'all checking out the video.